the creeks are still clearly very contaminated. The issue of drinking water,
very
though,
much so.
Yeah, the issue of drinking water is something a little bit different. He said, I trust science, which is a pretty loaded term. Has this become political in a way?
Oh, most definitely. And it's not the trusting science part. Yeah, I trust science too. But you can't find what you're not looking for. They're not looking for the dioxins. And everywhere in the state of Ohio, every lab in the state of Ohio and every lab in the state of Pennsylvania won't test for dioxins. So even if we try to hire a third party, they're just not testing for dioxins. There's specific labs that need to test for dioxins. So they're not testing for what they need to be testing for, is why they're saying that it's fine.
Why aren't they?
And they just don't want to hear it because they're trying to save money. If they consider East Palestine put into a state of emergency and FEMA comes in or they have to evacuate the town, as you can still hear right now, the trains are still running. But yeah, if they declare a state of emergency or something, they have to evacuate the town, just like when they lit off that explosion. They only waited 2 days to have us come back.
Yeah,
they want that railroad running so that they can make money.
Right. Well, and also if you evacuate the town, it costs a lot of money because Norfolk Southern's going to have to put everybody up in hotels and pay for food and the like. Pete Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation, has not been there. But President Trump is coming tomorrow. Take a listen to Buttigieg about President Trump's coming visit.
There's two kinds of people who show up when you have that kind of disaster experience. People who are there because they have a specific job to do and are there to get something done, and people who are there to look good and have their picture taken.
We can all agree that there is really photo ops. When the president comes to these things, it's a photo op. When he went to Ukraine, it's a photo op. Do you all feel like the visit from the EPA administrator, the Norfolk Southern CEO coming to town, that things have started at least to turn and the country is taking your plight seriously?
I'm not really sure if I know that the United States citizens are. If you look out on my porch every day, people are constantly sending donations of water. I am so overwhelmed with water, and I was just running it to people who can't get to the water. Like, there's people in here in this town that don't have vehicles. There's the elderly people. I just delivered water to an 89-year-old man. There's a family that just had a newborn baby that they just brought home from the hospital. We have to be fearful over the water we drink, over the water we're making formula with, over the water we're bathing in. People's eyes are burning. Their skin is burning. People have rashes now, and they're just saying the water's completely fine.
And I just want to be clear.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Norfolk Southern says they're going to be there. They're going to take care of you guys. We're cleaning everything up. They put out press releases with how many millions of cubic feet on and on and on, and pounds of soil and this, that, and the other thing that they've moved around. If you have a newborn baby, like the friend of yours that you've talked to, and you say, look, I don't feel comfortable being in my house because of what's going on and all the chemical spills. Norfolk Southern, will you pay for me to go to a hotel or go somewhere where I feel safe? Will they pay for it?
I have no idea, but it's highly doubtful. I mean, they tried handing people $1,000. They thought that, oh, if you have something that has your address on it, whether it's a driver's license or a water bill or something that had your name on it, we'll hand you $1,000. What's $1,000 going to do?
Well, if you get cancer from
I mean,
vinyl
how long
chloride or
can you
anything
stay in
else.
a hotel for $1,000?
Right. Yeah. All right. Hey, we really appreciate it, and I know everybody, your friends and neighbors appreciate what you're doing with the water, and you talking about this and telling us what's happening is certainly, as you point out, letting the country know what's going on there so we don't forget about you, all right?
Most definitely. I appreciate you guys having me.
Thanks. We'll talk soon. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.